Welcome to another edition of Byro Sports Talk. I'm your host Byro, and as you've probably noticed, we had a long startup for this just because, what I like to do is get everything shared out there. Hey, we got the mic somewhat fixed, so let's run from there. So, lots to talk about. We got, of course, sports. We got sports. We got it all. So, biggest thing going on right now. Oh, man. Le'Veon Bell just signed with the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs are a good team for him because, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't a guy who's pretty much forced his way out of a whole bunch of places decide, hey, this is what I want. There we go. Very interesting. I know. So for the COVID talks, Saban's supposed to sit out due to being COVID positive. You got so much going on. The SEC pretty much is falling apart due to all the COVID positives they're having. And everyone just trying to figure out what's going on. So, let's focus back up. We got our picks. So, last week, worst week of the year, going 10-5. One game did not play, which was Denver and New England, but they do play this week, oddly enough. So, Thursday night game was probably the biggest correct answer we had, which was the Bears beating Tampa Bay. However, Buffalo could not withstand Tennessee. Kansas City could not beat the Raiders. Jacksonville could not beat Houston. Miami did beat the 49ers, and the Colts could not beat the Browns. So let's look at this now, all right? Let's look at this. 10-5, 57-21 overall, not too shabby. Week 6, so no Thursday night game. There's no game tonight. It was postponed, obviously. Kansas City, Buffalo. Postponed to Monday. Yay. I see it as a 5 o'clock game right now. We'll see if that continues. So your Sunday 1 o'clock games, you got Tennessee and Houston. Going Tennessee. Houston's just seems like a train wreck this year. And Tennessee somehow, even with all the COVID positives, seem to be able to hold everything very well, surprisingly. Yeah. Alright, but still moving forward and still performing well. Denver, New England, the game that was crossed out last week is now this week. I'm still going New England. I think Cam Newton's supposed to be back. They'll have their way, and it'll be good. Oh, excuse me. As much as I don't think this will happen, but I chose it anyways. I chose Cincinnati over the Colts. The Browns surprised me with how they beat them. I really do think Colts are the better team. I'm picking the Bengals more because I thought I was choosing too many home teams. In the end, I ended up picking a lot of away teams. So I did pick the Bengals, and I don't like changing my answer. So Bengals over the Colts, even though I think the Colts are going to win. So chalk that up already as a missed opportunity. Atlanta at Minnesota. Minnesota's got to get on the right track. Atlanta's got to get on the right track, but I think Minnesota does in this one. It's at Minnesota. Atlanta just fired everybody. Head coach, GM. You know it. So there you go. All right. With Minnesota winning that, the next game, Washington at the Giants. Both bad teams. I do think Washington will win this. And I'll tell you why. Excuse me. Alex Smith is a great feel-good story. I don't know if he's starting or if Kyle Allen is at this moment. I haven't read anything, but if Alex Smith starts, I think he wins it, and it would be a feel-good story for everybody. Yeah, feel-good story. Oh my goodness, this microphone. There's a lot of buzzing. A lot of buzz. Oh my goodness. So much louder now. So much noise. Huh. A little confused why it's buzzing the way it is. A lot of noise going on, but we'll move on from here for now. I know it's picking up noise now, at least. Let's quiet it down. We're a little loud. Alright. There we go. A little loud. Never lost. As I was saying. There we go. As I was saying, I think Washington gets it over the Giants. Now, Baltimore, Philadelphia's next. Baltimore's got that. No doubt in my mind. Philadelphia's, like the rest of the NFC East, kind of a train wreck. So, moving on. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I've heard a lot of people positive about the Browns. Realistically, they lose this. It's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's one of the better teams. I'm going Pittsburgh. Chicago at Carolina. This one is intriguing to me because Carolina's surprised 3-2. I'm going Chicago. I think Chicago, their defense will do something that'll make this game different than what is expected. I really think that. Oh man, I'm gonna hate this so much. No, the sounds good actually. The sounds good. Yeah. Got all the noises, man. If you want it, got voices for days. All right. Words. That's right. Pittsburgh over Cleveland. Chicago over Carolina. Next up, Detroit at Jacksonville. The last 1 o'clock Sunday game. I'm going Detroit. I wanted to go Jacksonville. I really did. But I think Detroit has this one. Something about the NFC North makes me think it's their weekend this weekend. And I think Detroit gets this one. Sorry. Moving right along. Jets, Miami. I think Miami gets this. Jets are just that bad. The Jets are just falling apart. If you haven't seen the meme, there's a meme out there for Jets players. You too could be owed compensation for being a Jets player. Yeah. Terrible joke. Moving on, Green Bay at Tampa Bay. I think Green Bay's got it. They're a very talented team. It pains me to say it, but Green Bay Packers are a very talented team. And Tom Brady's team is kind of middle of the road right now. That'll change, of course, probably later in the year, but right now they're not the caliber Tom wants them to be. Rams, 49ers. I'm going Rams. Rams look good, but it'll be intriguing to see how they play against San Francisco. I say this because my sports show I personally like to listen to had to point out multiple times the Rams' wins are all against the NFC East. They beat the Cowboys, they beat the Eagles, they beat the Giants, and they beat the Washington football team. I think I called them the wrong name earlier. My bad. They are the Washington football team. So Monday night we got Buffalo, Kansas City, we got Arizona and Dallas. I'm picking both home teams though. I think Buffalo bounces back. Kansas City's been struggling, and I think it'll be interesting to see if Le'Veon Bell plays right away or not. I don't think he will. But I think Buffalo bounces back. It was a rough game last game. And they really need it. They need a strong outing here. Otherwise, you got Arizona at Dallas. I think Arizona's a good team. But don't sleep on Andy Dalton leading this Dallas team. Andy Dalton's not a bad backup quarterback. And I say that because Dallas has a very good team on offense. Their defense is atrocious, and I think Andy Dalton will do a good job guiding that offense, just like Dak did. I'm not saying Andy Dalton's on par with Dak. I'm saying Andy Dalton's a good fill-in. As long as that defense holds up, I think Dallas wins. So those are your picks for this week. Hopefully we stay in the double digits. Years past, we've been having some 9s and 7s, and there was a very bad week before. And you know what? I'd like to keep it on the upside this year, because that's how we've been this year. Other news right now, I mean, talked about Saban being positive for COVID. Tyronn Lue agrees to a 5-year deal to coach the Clippers, which is intriguing. There should be, I think there's one more team left without a coach. Let me just double check. Because Clippers, yep. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Pacers are also looking for a head coach right now. It's not the team I was looking for. I thought the Rockets are still looking for a head coach as well, and I believe that to be true right now. Because Tyronn Lue was being looked at as well for the Rockets. However, the Rockets GM did step down. Stan Van Gundy met with the Pelicans. And LaMelo Ball signed with Puma, which is also intriguing because it's not the big Bala brand. You heard that right. All right. Woo. Whisper. All right. Baseball, because baseball's playoffs are here. And for some reason, it's not wanting to go to the right thing. Oh. Anyways, right now, the Astros are beating the Tampa Bay Rays 3-2. Tampa Bay just needing one more game to move on to the World Series. They're leading 3-1. Dodgers Braves. Braves are up 2-1 right now. Their game starts at 8:08. Three to two. Everyone's rooting against the Astros, so it's kind of a thing. it's kind of a thing. Yes, it is. Oh man, I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. We already had a top 25 upset this week, if you can even call it that. Louisiana lost to Coastal Carolina by a last-second field goal. Yep. Looking at some matchups, don't really see any. I mean, you got Georgia-Bama at 8 this Saturday without Nick Saban, mind you. You got Cincy and Tulsa. That should be a good game. It's also on the postpone list. I didn't even look. Postpone, along with Oklahoma State and Baylor, which kind of saves Oklahoma State a little bit. Florida and LSU are also postponed. Excuse me. But for that one, it's a very intriguing lot of COVID positives. Try not to yawn into the microphone, you know. But for those living in the Midwest, those around the United States, wanting some Big Ten football next weekend, 23rd, 24th, Illinois, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Nebraska, Penn State, Indiana, and of course Michigan and Minnesota. Big Ten football is back next weekend. What do you think? It was not too bad voice. not bad voice at all, in my opinion. I don't know, that Michigan-Minnesota game seems like the best matchup. I mean, Bama plays Tennessee, but that's like an inflated Tennessee. Iowa State plays Oklahoma State, but we'll see about that. And of course, you got Cincy versus SMU. Not too bad. BYU's ranked. It's a weird year for college football. Only because of how these rankings are. Sorry about the yawning. I really am. A little disappointed, though, in Le'Veon Bell going with the Chiefs. I know he wanted to be part of 3 teams that needed a running back, and they all play the Jets in the next 3 weeks. So, Chiefs were one of them, so he gets to play them soon. AJ Green, frustrated, but wants to remain with Cincinnati. AJ Green, rumors came out because someone thought he said in the middle of the game, then trade me. He came out saying, I think we're building something special here, and I just want to be a part of the team and help us win, says AJ Green. Problem with AJ Green, besides that he's getting older, injury prone now, really kind of always has been. He's worth about $18.2 million right now. He's caught only 14 of 34 targets. So either these are inaccurate throws and he's being said to be targeted, or Green's just not catching the ball. Could be a little bit of both. Haven't got to watch a Cincinnati Bengals game only because, living in Ohio, where Cincinnati's closest to me, do I not get Cincinnati Bengals football? Intriguing marketing. NFL, intriguing when Ohio just wants to watch Ohio teams. I surprisingly could watch the Colts and Browns last week, but I think it was because it's a Fort Wayne / Colts region. If I got Toledo channels, maybe, but I don't. I get Fort Wayne or Lima. Yeah, don't ask questions on that one. Not too bad. Where are we at? We're not quite at 25. It's been kind of... I don't feel like I'm rushing through it, but there's really not much to talk about besides this. Let's talk about this. I'm pretty sure this happened after last week, so... Congratulations, Lakers. You did win. the NBA Finals. Congratulations, Heat, proving everybody wrong and doing well beyond expectations. I do expect both teams to battle it out next year as well, only because I think the Heat has a good core. It'll be interesting to see the Heat face Boston again and see how Boston responds. Boston has a team that can really do a lot of damage. They're just missing something, and I think it's just Tatum or Brown or Kemba to go over a hump and become a superstar instead of just a star. So, as I look, we're not quite 25, but let's talk about it. Talking about people. Let's give them something to talk about. All I can say is thank you to all who are supporting. Give this page a like, give this video a like, share this video, do all this stuff. Send it out. Or if you're not following on Twitch, follow on Twitch. Trying to become affiliate. It'd be nice to get it finally. But we're not quite there. We're only averaging about 2 at the lowest per show, and we need to be at 3, so yeah. Other info, the men's league I'm in is slowly coming to a close. My team did not do very well this year, but on a health standpoint, I feel a lot healthier. And thanks to COVID, we're probably rolling into the next basketball league pretty easily. So, thanks. And I will see everyone next Thursday at 7 as we finish out the day. See ya.